Powercreep. Powercreep in gacha games is what makes a gacha game a gacha game. The way gacha games make money off of the fact that if you don't get this character, you will struggle, or if you don't get this character, they may never come back. It makes lots of casual players or people that don't want to get certain characters more prone to feel the need to get those characters. So in today's video, I'll be gathering multiple communities together in the pursuit of talking about Powercreep and gachas. If you enjoy, please be sure to like the video and subscribe for more gacha gaming content. Now let's dive into it. So since we're going to be talking about Powercreep, I'm going to explain what that is, just in case there are some viewers that want to hear about what it truly means. So, Powercreep is one of the many marketing strategies implemented in the games that incentivizes people into getting something in a game. Powercreep essentially makes you think this unit is outdated. Why use them when you can have something better, something more optimal, something cooler? The first game I want to talk about is Honkai Star Rail. There are two examples. The first one is Bronya and Sparkle. Honkai Star Rail is a game where your turns and actions matter, so if you don't make the right moves with the right units, you could get yourself into some deep shit. Anyways, what Bronya does is advance your action and boost your crit damage. This unit was strong for a very long time. However, months later, Bronya was essentially replaced. Sparkle plays exactly like Bronya, but although her action advances less, it barely feels that way, and she provides way more boosts. Like Bronya, she boosts crit damage, but Sparkle also gives crit rate, damage from skill point consumption, skill point recovery, an increase in skill point limit, and damage boost for quantum characters. What Sparkle does is what Bronya would do, but better. And if you don't get her, well, things are going to be quite difficult. The second example I will be using is Ruan-Mei. Ruan-Mei is a team-wide buffer that boosts break effect, res pen, and attack. The second Ruan-Mei released, from that point on, almost every team required that you have her or you pretty much lose. And you wanna know how I figured that out? Months back in 1.6, I vowed to not pull for Ruan-Mei and go for Black Swan. Months before I got her in 2.3, I struggled to beat the endgame content. I only probably got like 6 clears in my entire account, but the second I got Ruan-Mei, the game got easier. I beat Pure Fiction. I was doing pretty solid in Apocalyptic Shadow, besides the fact I don't have Firefly. And I almost beat MOC12. And what some of these content creators for HSR want you to think is that it's not hard without Ruan-Mei. It's not hard without Sparkle. And to that I say this, beat it on my account without those units, and I will delete this video. Now, this is in no way me trying to beg for free clears, that's just plain stupid. It would be cool, but I could honestly care less. I have given up on the endgame content in that game, unless I know I can beat it. And plus, Wuthering Waves is my main concern right now, so I really don't want to waste my fucking time on something I know I can't personally do. But anyways, I say this because I firmly believe that if they were to go on my account, try to clear some of the endgame content without Ruan-Mei or Sparkle, and without their over-invested builds that their account managers slaved away at obtaining for them, they would not come close to being the endgame content. And if they did, it would not be a full clear in the slightest. So yeah, Powercreep does exist in HSR, and it plays a major role in the game. But this video isn't over yet, so I'm going to explain what I mean by this even more. Nikke is a game that's infamous for its big amounts of fanservice and large amounts of content. Well, in Nikke there are two separate metas, the PvP meta and the PvE meta. I have played the PvP mode quite a bit, and it proves my point. This point that I'm getting at here is how Nikke's meta, although obvious, doesn't change the game that much. I'm gonna give an example. This is my current team. It has a lot of meta characters in the Triple S tier, but before it was like this, I had this unit. Not only was she amazing, but she's one of my favorite characters, so I was glad to be able to use her and still survive a bit. You see, in this game, you can play whatever character you want as long as you can clear stuff. There's no monthly resets that press you into pulling characters. If you want a character, fucking go for it. You will not have any issues at all. And the funny part is that most of the very liked characters in terms of their overall writing are all above A tier. Most of, if not all of the units in A tier and higher, are very cool and likable. By the looks of it, the PvP in this game is exactly like Cookie Run, and in Cookie Run, there's an obvious meta, but you can sometimes get away with using whatever character you want, and even though there's obvious power creep in the game, it's still enjoyable if you play how you like, as long as you're not stupid. But anyways, I'm going to move on to my favorite example here, Wuthering Waves. So far, Wuthering Waves has been a great ride. I've been enjoying the game a ton, and even when some characters are better than others, it barely makes a difference. I'm going to give an example. Jin Shi is a character that released recently. She is the character that Powercreep Jian and Yin Lin, even though they just released. Here's why that doesn't matter in this game. You see, in Wuthering Waves, as long as you have the skill, anything is possible. I know someone that played Lin Yang for a while until getting better characters, and he still had fun playing with them even if they weren't the best unit in existence. I mean, this is the same game where you can beat a level 100 hologram, which could probably be considered endgame content, with level 1 4-stars. Plus, recently I got up to the 4th difficulty on 2 parts of the Tower of Adversity, just with DPS. No Varina, no healer or shielder, just my DPS, and sub-DPS Dragon Duo. I was using Jian, but come on dude, as long as there's a goal, there's some way to complete it in this game. Which is why, for me at least, it's safe to say that the meta in Wuthering Waves does not matter. For the time being, at least. If you're enjoying so far, please smash the like button and subscribe button for more awesome videos. Anyways, I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here now, based on everything we've discussed so far. So, let's get into it. First of all, I know damn well that the mistakes I made in Honkai Star Rail are why I can't beat endgame content. My account is so beyond recovery that it's impossible to fix, and me accepting that has made playing the game a lot easier to do. However, what I don't like hearing is how easy the new game modes are, or how anyone can do it. Yes, anyone can beat this, but if you've sunk yourself into deep shit, especially in this game, you're fucked, and there's no debating it. So the main reason I made this was because of Mr. Pokey and his react to EO or whatever his name is, and his video on how power creep doesn't exist. And I thought to myself, that's the fucking why power creep does exist in this game. And he goes on to try and prove that it doesn't. I was not convinced. And what's worse was his way of proving how it doesn't exist. You see, EO's way of proving that it doesn't exist was using low usage units or bad DPS. Hey buddy, if you use Himiko with the current best supports in the game, I think even Ardwan can probably get a 2-star clear as well. Get that shit out of here, dude. Now Mr. Pokey made an excellent point that also backs me up. Get Ruan Mei. And I agree, because Ruan Mei has changed the game since the first user that obtained her, and has been a staple for every team. And do you know why else I agree with him? He is known for his consistent clears, his 0-cycle clears. If he's saying this, and he has the experience to back it up, chances are that he's probably fucking correct. He has actually experienced several accounts with different playstyles and builds. I trust him, in comparison to some dude that I randomly stumbled upon, and this same dude that randomly got this controversial idea and tried super hard to expand on it, and in the end was still using a team that is 75% meta characters. What the fuck? Now, to some of you that maybe came off as rude, but like, I'm sorry, but I don't have any sort of connection to him. I don't know him, and he maybe appeared on some of Roadkiller's videos, but I don't even think I knew his channel name until earlier last week. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit harsh. I mean, come on, I don't know this guy, and I just stumbled upon him. And do you really think I'm about to just sit here and watch as this dude makes a fool of himself with such a stupid take? Now, this guy might be really cool, and takes don't usually make up a character. But this is the first take I have heard from him, and it's a pretty shit one. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little harsh. That's besides the point though. My main point is that some of these CCs need to get their fucking brains together and stop acting like they have stepped in other people's shoes when they haven't. This ain't a direct attack at EO, but let's just say you have an E6 banner character. Instead of pretending like you know what it's like to experience what some players have experienced, either get real experience from your viewers, own the fuck up to the fact that you don't know, or don't speak at all. You are not helping. And let's just say that I'm wrong in the fact that EO has had a completely free-to-play clear before. Say that he had a clear where he only relied on purely his own characters, his time, and his skill. Buddy, guess what? You're still using some tier 0 characters now, aren't you?
Mei was chosen because, because Mei. I really shouldn't have to explain why I picked Mei.
You see, the part that pisses me off is the fact that it's so obviously a thing, and people are just denying it. If you have a copy of every character with the best builds, no shit it doesn't exist for you. In a game like Honkai Star Rail, again, it's either nowadays you get the required character or you don't win. Accept it and get a fucking grip. However, for games like Wuthering Waves, it's fair to say meta exists but doesn't entirely matter. Maybe you need to use the best supports, but most godly supports are 4 stars and standard banner 5 stars. Plus, they've recently been putting glory on formerly made characters like Yolanwu. I was gonna build him as a solo DPS because he looked cool, but now I have more of a reason to use him, since he works well with Jin Shi. By the way, I've been loving the team to death. It's been so fun to use! Anyways, my point here is that the meta does exist. My objective in naming all these games that I've played before and how their meta works is that, for example, in Wuthering Waves, unlike Honkai Star Rail, you can easily make any character work and have a good time in any game mode. Now, some characters might require more investment than others, maybe it'll be harder, but the key point is that it's still fucking possible. And it doesn't even require as much time as Star Rail investment does. So yeah, power creep exists. Accept it. Now if you've made it this far in a video, I commend you. Most people would click off and just say go fuck yourself, thinking they did something. Either way, if you still disagree with me, comment down below and maybe we can have a discussion in the comment section. I am likely going to make a follow-up video about the responses and show if my perspective changed or not. But if you enjoyed, please be sure to like the video and subscribe for more Gacha gaming content. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the summer, so subscribe to make that possible. Comment down below what you want to see next, and check out my community tab for updates and polls on upcoming videos. Be sure to also check out my Twitter. I shitpost, reply to my favorite creators, and some dumbasses, so check that out as well. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye!